Safaricom bond or Treasury bond? Which is the best? Joseph, make a video about that. Here it is. Somebody did ask me that question on the comment section. That's why I always tell you, please, if you have a question, ask me on the comment section. I will take it. I make a video for the benefit of everyone. Hey, today we are comparing and contrasting those two investments. That is a Safaricom bond and Treasury bond. First of all, people are confused. They don't even know what are these type of bond. And by the way, this is the major question I've been asked by people. The CDS that I have, can it buy Safaricom bond and be able to invest on Treasury bond? The very first answer to that question is no. Those are two different things. And Joseph, what are these? Good. By the way, instead of me using the Safaricom bond term, let me use the corporate bond. Because we have two types of bond. We have the corporate bond and we have the Treasury bond. These two bonds are different in this regard. The corporate bond, an example, a Safaricom bond or the East African Brewery bond that ended, they are bonds that are offered by a company. What does it mean? Okay, let me explain in a layman's language. A company borrowing money from the citizens. That is what it means by a corporate bond, from the either citizens or from other companies. Let me explain further. A company which is stable, verified, is allowed, instead of going to the bank and borrow money for them to do what they want, they can float a bond. In other words, they can make a bond available for you and me and anyone out there to lend them money for them to do what they do. Just the way government lends money. So a company can issue a bond to the people. In other words, Safaricom is telling you, lend us your money to us. We won't go to the bank, no, because bank is very expensive. By the way, that's one way of borrowing money from a company if you are a CEO in making. So lend us your money. See, we are good companies. You see, we are big, we are able, we are that. And by the way, we have been credited by the CMA, Capital Market Authority of Kenya, to borrow from you because the CMA has verified that we can afford to pay you. So lend us your money. We do whatever we do. And then every end of the year of the 6 months, we will be paying you interest of your cash for the next 5 years. Then at the end of the period, we give back your, you get that? Good. Now, that is them borrowing from the citizen. That is what we call a corporate bond. A very stable, very safe and low risk investment. Obviously, we do not have any investment that is 100%. That is a Safaricom bond. On the other side, we have the Treasury bond. Treasury bond, this is not issued by a company. It is issued by a government. For example, Kenyan government can say, hey, we are short of money here. We want to do some things, but we are missing out some cash. Hey, would you mind, you citizens of this country, lend us some cash? You know, we do our things. And then at the end of the term, we'll pay back your money. And obviously, within that period of time, we'll be paying you with the interest. Oh, yes. Now, these are two different bonds. Now, the question of the day is this. Which one is the best? Again, the term best here, it means get us everything. I should say, or maybe the better question is, which one is better? Again, it depends on what you're looking for. If I was to compare the security of these two, they are very stable. They are very okay. Very, 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 very okay. I didn't say they're 100%. None is, even your own life is not 100%. I mean, you can't promise that tomorrow morning you'll be alive, isn't it? So, these are, I mean, you can't, by the way, you can't compare these two bonds with shares. Shares is a bit wishy-washy because it can go up, can go down, da, 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 da. But bond, Safaricom bond or corporate bond, government bond, and obviously the money market fund, the fixed investment fund, those are very stable investments. They fall under the same category in terms of the security. So which is the best, Joseph? Answer that question. Stop talking around. Okay, fine, let me answer. None. None is the best. The question is, how can I have both of them? This is like asking a question of baby boy, baby girl. Which one should I get? Which one is, nah. It's neither here nor there. They are all okay and they are all good. But the government bond tend to be a little bit way safer compared to Because obviously, the government will be there day in day. As far as this world would be here, Kenya will still be here, isn't it? But this is my angle. You are likely not to get some fishy business going on from a corporate bond compared to a government. A government can wake up and change the policies. Well, I still know the company can do that. But you see, the company is under the regulation of Capital Market Authority of Kenya. But who is regulating the government? Government can wake up and say, hey, guess what? Hey, we were to pay our interest, say, on June as of last week, but we won't pay. The government can just wake up and do whatever they want. But the thing is, they will never, ever, as far as the government is functioning right, the government will always pay back the money. And that's why the China was very comfortable lending us money to build SGR during the reign of President Uhuru Kenyatta. He's not there in power. Power is very transient. The president who is there is still paying the debt. Even if he never finishes the debt, whoever will come back, maybe next would just becomes the president. I'll keep on paying that debt. That's a fact. So when you're lending the government, some people say, hey, I don't want to lend government. I don't trust this president. They think like they're lending the president. Sure, I know the president has effect on the government, can actually change policies. But the fact remains, before he does that, there's a lot of systems in there before they change that. So these two investments, they are all good and they are all okay. But what I tell people, when you're investing in a corporate bond, always check the company that is issuing that bond. That's why we don't have a behavior of just any given company issuing this bond. In most cases, Kenya has a history of East African Brewery and Safaricom. Those are two largely companies that usually offer this particular bond. And if you go to the Nairobi Securities Exchange, these are blue chip companies. What are blue chip companies means? It means a company that is is maduong, is big, is enormous. Very stable companies. Very big one. I mean, tell me, if a company Y from, say, nowhere, with all the due respect to company Y, is a starter, comes and says, hey, we want 10 billion or we want 40, hey, people, hey, we don't have your track record. I mean, what asset do you have? I mean, if Safaricom is registering profits of 60 billion in a year, I mean, what is 40 billion in a period of 5 years, honestly? Maybe call it even 80 billion due to that, maybe say interest that they will pay, for example, in a period of 5 years if they are making 60 B in a year. So it's no brainer. It's like this. Let's say where you live, there is a shop there. That shop is too big. Maybe if you would just walk in, be like, oh my goodness. It's like they ask you, hey, would you mind to lend us your 10,000 and then we're going to pay you in 2 months? Be like, damn, even if this business starts falling from today, in 2 months, they will already be paid my money. That's what it means. So these are very stable. So which one would I advocate for? Right now, see, if you go for the Safaricom one, it's paying you 10.4% tax-free. The bond one is paying you around 12-ish. But the fact remains, they're more or less the same, because if the government bond one is paying you 12%, that is pre-tax, then that is subjected to tax. Maybe that goes all the way to 10%. So they are more or less the same in terms of the interest, whether one is tax-free and the other one is not. See, the word tax-free can be a catchy word, but if you do the mathematics, still the same. It's like the way you usually go to a supermarket. They tell you, hey, this is on discount. Then you find that they have like a small thing that they have patched it, on the sideline of that thing. Hey, it is a discount. Nah, there's nothing like a discount. Always understand that it's nothing like, either that thing is about to go bad or just a weird, there's nothing like a discount. Nothing is free, by the way. That's what you are supposed to understand. So sometimes I walk in the supermarket and I see that, oh, it's on discount, pay offer. I'm like, okay, there's nothing like a discount or an offer. Anyway, the point here is both of them are okay and you can invest on them. Interests are more or less the same. The only difference that will matter here is the Safaricom board is going for 5 years. The one that we have as of now, right now, making this video on 30th of November, we are having two bonds. They're looking for another. Funny thing, both of them are looking for 40 billion. Safaricom is looking for 40 billion, and this Treasury bonds government is looking for 40 billion. So which one should you go? One is going for 20-something years, 25 years or something like that. A lot of long period of time. So if you have some cash that you just want, fix them for that long period of time, then you go for the government bonds one. So if you're looking for, you want to invest, but you don't want to go for a long period of time, then you can go for the Safaricom bond one. So I think the determinant here will be the period of time, if you ask me. Yeah. That is largely the determinant. If you want to put your money for long term, go the Treasury bonds. If you want to put your money for short term, talk of 5 years-ish there, then you go for the Safaricom bond one. But the question here is we don't have a best investment. See, when you say which is the best investment, in other words, you're asking which investment fulfills all the things. No, we don't have an investment that you can withdraw your money anytime, you can fix at any time. You don't have a money. We don't have anything like that. So every investment is a vehicle that is so unique to its own self, that has its own characteristics. So understand those two differences. This is Big Joseph at all the time. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment on the comment section, be it a question. I'll be able to address it. And don't forget, if you need my services, that has been my number for contact purposes. Shoot me a text on my WhatsApp. We pick it up from there. See ya.